any second. I'll try just to put myself. All right, and here we are. We have 13 people already in the session. Welcome back. I'm Pedro. You may have seen me in the previous sessions and keynotes. With me, I have Emilios and Rajat from Immersive Search. Emilios, why don't you go ahead and present yourself, and then we can start the session.
Fantastic. First of all, we'd just like to thank Pedro, Fabrizio, and Sasha, and the team at Experience Plus, Singularity University, and the Internet of Senses Forum for putting on such a remarkable event. You know, when myself and Rajat first spoke to the team, we were excited to take part, and collaborating with everyone so far has been honestly an absolute honor. So it's great that we're here. Just a bit of a brief background. My name's Emilios. I'm based in the UK, in London. My background specifically is actually telecommunications. 13 years of recruitment, specializing in contractors who design, build, and then roll out mobile fixed networks. However, COVID happened. We had to understand what AR/VR was all about. We became obsessed and set up Immersive Search to try and serve the community. So we will be able to go that in a little bit more detail. Joining with me is Rajat, Mr. Rajat Kumar Gupta, who's based in India. Rajat's a very important part of the Immersive Search family, and we will go on to explain that even more. Yeah, please could you start the slide, Rajat? Thank you.
Yeah.
Great. So, Immersive Search. So, as mentioned previously, we've been in this space for 6 to 7 months now. Why did we get into this space? It's quite simple. There are so many barriers for growth that we thought we could make a difference in. No universal language for how positions look like. No definitive guidelines for how these technologies are designed or developed. A lot of work that needs to be done to upskill professionals, support students and higher educational institutions to create clear pathways. So we set up Immersive Search from the back of our telecommunications experience. And from our experience so far, we've realized that it's the special people in this industry which excites us. You know, from the early days to now, we've been able to reach out to people at all levels, put our hands up and say, we don't know, please can we learn? And we're grateful for that because this, for ourselves and our clients and the people we try to place, is a big learning experience. So yes. Now, next slide, please, Raja. So who are we? Who's the team? So I myself, I'm specialist recruiter, co-founder. Mariam is also a co-founder and operations director. Mariam is very much behind the scenes. She's the glue that holds everything together. She's responsible for, finance, compliance, all throughout to, making sure our special contractors get paid on time, and our talent base is nurtured. Jason, who I've known personally for over 10 years, having worked initially in Saudi and South Africa with. He's in Singapore, and he's responsible for helping us strategically growth as we look to expand our footprint into Southern America and the Asia Pac region. Rajat, who I can honestly say is like a very good friend of mine, like a brother. Our relationship first started as, he was a candidate who we were discussing potential roles with. We then developed a really special relationship. He's a mentor at XR Bootcamp, who are one of our training partners who support us with upskilling professionals in our network. And he is obsessed with technologies. He's obsessed with helping people, and he supports us for any requests that come in for technical writing, design, UX. We call him the Immersive Search Specialist AR/VR consultant. And look, in terms of our background, we've supported large-scale recruitment and retention operations in Europe, North America, Middle East, Africa, and Asia Pac. So what that means to people is we understand the markets in those areas, and we're able to find solutions quickly to ensure projects are staffed with the right resources. Next slide, please. Okay, so here are some of the areas we specialize in. Now, and I'm sure all of you have heard quite a lot of information about these so far, so I'm not going to give you too much, but typically, 95% of the roles we do tend to fill receive are technical, whether that's software engineers, software developers, or UX professionals. Looking at the type of projects or use cases where we're interested or actively engaged in supporting it. On the VR side, you're looking at VR in training and education, VR aiding retail shopping, online collaboration like social VR, tourism and travel, which allows people to experience destinations in the comfort of their own living room. In terms of AR use cases, we've got learning and development, remote expert assistance, visualization on e-commerce, seeing it, trying it before, visualizing it before you actually buy it, complex manufacturing, increased productivity. And look, it's in terms of mixed reality, specifically, if we're looking at the HoloLens and what Microsoft are brilliantly doing to enable enterprises to really ramp up their training for their workforce. So in a nutshell, they're the areas where we specialize in currently. But then, of course, if you want to add, Cloud XR into the mix, etc., I'm sure we will add quite a few more areas to this already growing list. Please, next slide, Rajat. Services. Yeah, so, most of the requirements we tend to pick up are either full-time, or contract, depending on the nature of the project. We may have customers who have, a 3-month project where they need a Unity developer to come in for only, a period of 3 months. Taking someone on a permanent basis would not make any sense to them, and it's, from a cost perspective, it just doesn't make sense. So we have candidates in the marketplace who are specifically suited to either contract, permanent, or even freelance requirements, especially, with, creative technologists, where we have a number of professionals who are ultimately supporting 4 or 5 projects simultaneously and able to sort of manage their hours, in a flexible way. But look, it all depends on the client's need, and then ensuring that the client's need matches the candidates, of course. But yeah, contract, permanent, retained search and talent retention. Now, retained search, culture fit, if we look at, why it's important, before we even, go into the market and talk to candidates about work, we need to understand who we're talking to. So our client, who are they as people? What's their mission? What are they trying to achieve? What are their morals? What are their values? What's their culture set up? Is collaboration encouraged? What's the structure like? Do you need strategy in helping putting together a team, or is your team already made up of technical professionals, creative professionals, subject matter experts, QA professionals, so a lot of work needs to be done to understanding how or where a company wants to go. And when we understand that, it then breaks into staff retention, employee engagement, performance and productivity, cohesion, communication. Once we have that, we will then tailor a job spec to our knowledge, go into the marketplace of our professionals and find candidates based on the requirements. So it's not just technical and meeting specific technical requirements. Let's try and have these discussions about what the culture's like, what the strategy is like, what you want to achieve, where you want to go. Because we've got an important job to make sure that candidates have a true reflection of our clients' ambitions. Why work with us? Look, we're obsessed. We knew that this job would be hard, and traditionally, we thought we would be, a recruitment agency focused on retention, placement, and retention. We don't like saying no. We also have spotted gaps where we need to help our clients upskill their team. We found gaps where clients need support with AR/VR prototyping, design. So we try to offer a one-stop shop for what we can do. We're available to support 7 days a week. We're agile. Look, in terms of our network, in terms of our CRM, we've probably got about 6,000 professionally key skilled professionals. I myself have personally spoken to around 2,500 to 3,000 professionals myself. So a lot of the time you may see me, I may look slightly tired, but it's because we really do this early hours of the morning, late hours of the night, because there's a lot of work that needs to be done to make sure that these technologies are safe, inclusive, and accessible for the global community. The streamlined platform is automated. Go onto the website. You can register vacancies. You can register your CV. You get feedback. Someone from the team speak out to you. Your CV is never left in a dark hole. You get feedback why your application hasn't been accepted. If you want free consultation about your portfolio, if you're a web or mobile developer, and traditionally you want to take some next steps to get into this industry, reach out to us. Our platform is easy to use. We engage with talent quicker. It saves time from an onboarding perspective. Our average onboarding time for permanent placements is 2 months, which is not too bad. And that's taken into consideration notice periods. Okay. In terms of contract, in terms of percentage-wise of receiving a requirement to making the placement, you're looking at on average everywhere to 7 to 14 days. Okay. So look, we want to create a personable candidate experience, and we're here to serve the people. So yeah, we hope we hope that's enough to at least have a conversation with us, and then we see where that goes. Yeah, so causes of the AR skills gap, lack of talent, and what we're seeing now is traditionally skills which are associated with gaming and entertainment now widely being sought after, especially on the enterprise side of things. There's a low return on investment of businesses and skill development perspective, and also it takes a lot of time for research. A lot of people are put off by the amount of time and resources it takes to actually, get the research right. Now, look, people are frustrated. So the professionals we've spoken to at the moment are frustrated, and there aren't enough recruiters in this marketplace, and they're not getting any feedback from recruiters or businesses as to why the applications are getting turned down. Okay. We guarantee feedback, whether you're a client or a candidate. We guarantee if you either hit us up directly through email or log onto our system, we respond to you. Getting out of the comfort zone is scary. For instance, I've got many friends in India, a lot of good friends in India, a lot of good friends who want to move from web or mobile to AR VR, will start looking at studies, but their parents are not all on board. They're saying that these technologies are quite new, and it's a bit of a risk. So there needs to be more awareness done to show really the true value and the true potential. And I think if we can work together as a global community to put frameworks in place, especially pathways for students to enter the industry, I think we'll be able to see more. And also as well, one thing we've picked up, students, there's lack of opportunities for internships. So if you're a business and your budget's limited and you're looking for a junior profile, but you're looking for someone with 1 to 2 years rapid prototyping experience, where are you going to find it? It's hard. So we need to just work together, collaborate, and work out how we can get this. But upskilling through our training partners is one way. There's lots of free. Look, we always try to push people towards free mediums first. So whether that's YouTube's, Discord's, Unity as well, have so much fantastic free material available. And look, again, wearing many hats. Hardware is expensive. Raja, I think we're going to mention India again. I'm based in the UK. It cost me £300 for an Oculus Quest 2, including delivery, okay? Rajat, how much is a Quest 2 your side?
Exactly double the price of that. £600, $600 instead.
Look, it's not fair. And look, I know there are implications involved. I'm not an expert. We're not experts when it comes to tariffs and politics, etc. But come on, we're pricing people out of having access to these technologies, so, and of course, the ongoing pandemic. So, yeah, I think the less said about that, the better. I think we all know the situation we're in, and we try and stay positive. Next slide, please. Yeah, and equipment's too expensive. So, independent developers can't experiment on their own. Businesses don't find it safe to buy too many headsets. So then how can we help? What are we doing to address that? We've got partner companies globally who are able to provide leasing options for hardware, for equipment, as well as remote device management and setup offerings. What does that mean? It means if you're in a university and you want to run a program for 30 students, you can set, even though there's technically not a business, university can get 30 headsets configured remotely by our partner. They're sent to the students. All the students need to do is just open their front door, open the box, put it on, it's ready to use. And look, of course, not all students are going to be able to use these headsets, as we've seen through our research. Some struggle with motion sickness. Some prefer to access programs via desktop or via mobile. But we try to help where we can. Yeah. Next slide, please.
Yeah. So I can start from here. Yeah. So what I want to tell you guys that every developer, it's not that every developer wants to study design in depth and every designer wants to study development in depth. Now you see the intersection of this lies. If you are into AR VR, if you have a bit of knowledge of both the development side as well as the design side, it's always an advantage, right? Because it takes a lot of imagination as well as creativity to bring out the actual innovation required for your for creating any AR VR experience, right? So the thing is over here, like if you have a good understanding of both design and development, those are generalists in AR VR, and any AR VR generalist is like a unicorn for businesses. So in this basically what we are trying to do over here in immersive search is that whenever whenever we get any business requirement or any requirements from for AR/VR, because there are specialists in AR/VR as well. You mean they want either Unity developer or an Unreal developer or maybe a product designer in AR/VR. Now, what are the skills that are actually required for if you have a designer profile, or what are the skills required for a developer profile? So all these profiles are very different, and that is why in this recruitment process that we follow in the immersive search recruitment process, we try to connect all these businesses with the right AR VR technologist, because like I already have a good understanding of the underlying technologies that are being used, and then we like shortlist the candidates from the pool of 5,000 talented, like we have XR technologists, and then we, rather than just sending random resumes to business to the businesses that are connected with us, we rather we talk to them individually, we talk to the developers individually, the developer or the designer,
We have
we talk.
relationships. Sorry, Raj, I
Yeah,
was going to say the one unique thing about us is we have relationships with everyone we talk to. We
yeah,
don't just send profiles for the sake of sending profiles. And if it means taking a week or two to find the right candidate, then so be it, because we would rather take our time and get it right than rush and get it wrong, because the implications for that long term are certainly more worse. Please continue.
yeah, and even if the business requirements come in, if we find if I find any kind of business any technical gap in the requirement, then we add it ourselves, because like we are able to see what is going on beneath the hood and like what goes into an AR/VR development experience. I think we are the only recruitment company who's actually doing that.
So
So
it's not a case of getting a spec,
yeah,
going on a job board, going on a portal, copy and pasting, and waiting for the CVs to come in. No, it's digging deep, consulting, taking that information, we internally review. There's four of us, we'll sit down and brainstorm that, paint a picture, go back to our client with our work of art, hope that they like the painting, and then if they're happy with that, we then use that, we advertise it on our own portal, and then we take that into our own network of thousands of XR professionals, and have a real thorough discussion on the role. And that process can take some time, but in the long run, we believe it will certainly add a lot of value to retention and culture, because let's face it, when we first got into the industry, we came across many stories of young developers with not much experience who were thrown into deep ends, no real support, no real structure, expected to reinvent the magic wheel over the space of an unrealistic amount of time. They've been burnt out. Some are depressed. Some don't even want to return to the industry. So I think we can eliminate that by working together. Sorry, Rajat, please continue.
no, it's okay. I mean, the thing is, like, in case in case we require any candidates who, even if they have anything, any technical gap in their resume, or we try to tell them that we already, there's already an education partner, XR Bootcamp, that is actually helping all different candidates globally to upskill themselves with AR/VR training. And I'm a mentor at XR Bootcamp too. So like that's how we are connected. And yeah,
And also as well, it's not even just technical training, because if you look at one of our other partners, Hamilton Mercer, what you see is you see certain technical professionals now required to have certain skill sets, which not necessarily were required a few years back, especially on the communication. So we're able to upskill across the board. And look, in terms of brands we work with, you've got a mixture there of universities that we're collaborating with in terms of trying to create pathways there. You've got our training providers then, and you've got some of our clients who are specifically whether it's enterprise education or production studios. That's an international list, and we hope to be able to continue. So we hope to be able to continue our growth period and continue to support the community. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And so like I'm already writing articles for the community. A few articles have been published in Afternoon, as well as the AR journey publication on Medium. So you can definitely like check those out.
Yeah. What's the Raja? How do they find you on Medium? You guys have to check out Rajat's articles, by the way.
Yeah. So I'll just drop the link in the chats once this presentation.
Yeah. Send it all in the chat box as well. Yeah. And look, and if anyone's looking for a new role in, is there? Have we got has the next slide got the contacts?
Yeah.
Cool. Just reach out to us. Monday, Sunday, fine. 7 a.m. 2 a.m. we can talk AR VR. Cool.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for the session. And
yeah, has anyone got any questions for us?
Yeah. So just stop sharing the screen. Okay.
Oh yeah, we have a question.
So yes, there is a question on the chat from Nanasi Raina. Are you able to see it, Rajat?
Yeah. So what about replacing those with remote devices such as sat images using Google Eye, or even open source data made available? For example, Maxter technology can be simulated in a studio environment for that's a question related to some other session, I guess, isn't it? It's not.
It should be related to this one because the chat is from this session, general.
Yeah, it looks like satellite images using Google Eye. We didn't even talk about all that, so I guess it is something else, right?
Okay, but I was gonna add to this that if someone wants to ask questions, to jump on stage, you can just raise the hand. Raise the hand here in Airmeet. So there is the icon.
And if anyone isn't really comfortable with jumping on stage, would rather have like a confidential conversation, etc., that's fine. Our email address is in the chat box. Send us your profile. We can book a quick half an hour call to understand a little bit more about you, your experiences, your passion, and see whether we can help you in your journey.
Cool. What I find really interesting about your company, Emilius, and what you just mentioned, so the pool of potential candidates and the potential, I think there is a gap, as you well described, and really for some specific projects it's really hard to find the talent person, the skilled person. So it's
Pedro, we'll give you an example. Pedro, we'll give you an example. Okay, so I was going to say myself and Rajat, recently we received a the spec for a. Hold on.
Should we name the company? I mean,
no, we're not able to. No, we're not able to name the company. But what we can do is just give you some information about the type of challenges we face as an agency working in this marketplace, and it'll be great as well to also hear about some of the challenges some other agencies are experiencing as well. But in terms of ourselves, so we received this requirement for a software engineer for full stack development. Okay, so we were looking for someone who was proficient in front end concepts like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, had working knowledge of Node.js and MySQL, and had experience in AWS. However, on top of that, they needed to have experience with Program, Unity, and C#, previous extensive collaboration experience with fellow developers, knowledge of headless CMS or directors, gaming portfolio. So, it just shows, Pedro, that if you go into the marketplace and try to find a pool of talent who tick all of those boxes, the pool will be quite small compared to a typical, Unity developer, let's say, is.
Yeah, I'll just drop in the links to my articles as well as one of my videos that should be useful. That's why. That's all that I have to say.
Still there. Yeah.
Also, I just to mention that the any AR/VR developer over here, like they have a lot of different backgrounds, and don't be intimidated by the amount of knowledge that any AR/VR developer should have. I mean, I have seen there are so many different prototypers or even just designers who learned Unity and they were able to get a job like really soon. I mean, in 3 or 4 months. So it's not a really steep curve. You just need to stay with like whatever you have to learn and whatever you have to build, and learn exactly the things that can help you build that particular AR/VR experience. So yeah.
And with passion and commitment, you can do anything. Literally,
Yeah.
passion and commitment, you can do anything.
Yep.
And thank you, Fadhel. I saw your message. Great session. Thank you so much for that. Much appreciated. Glad to get your feedback. I see you're working as an AR developer intern as well at 3D Wave. So yeah, reach out to us. Keen to hear that experience is going. And should you need any assistance once your studies are finished, just pick up the phone, get in touch with us.
Yeah.
Fantastic, awesome. Yes, Fadel. Cool. I was just trying to see what else. Do you know what as well for professionals, especially the younger generation? Don't be worried if you have. Don't be worried if you're, let's say, a jack of all trades. You feel like you're a jack of all trades and you're a master of none. If you've the more skills, the merrier. And if you look at startups environments where you've got to wear many hats, the more skills you have, the more likely you're able to just adapt and hit the ground running. So don't worry too much about that. A lot of people, tend to worry about not having specific focus on one tool specifically, but it's just do what you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Emilius, a question. The gap is there, but do you think that is shrinking? So do you see an increase on amount of is the pool of talent getting bigger in your opinion, or?
I tell you what's difficult, Pedro. You know what's really, really difficult is the demand. If we look at the demand now and how the current climate has accelerated that demand, it's unrealistic and it's unsustainable to be able to, deliver. So that's why we had to be invested in this upskilling journey and take it seriously, because if we can just help people get these skills, they can get opportunities. Because I'll give you an example, Pedro. We've got a company may take a chance on a professional who doesn't tick all of the boxes, but may have worked on Unity for a few months, so has some familiarity with these environments. So yeah, just any opportunity people do get, especially to learn on Unity, just grab it with both hands, and even if it means working on a few open source projects for free just to get a bit of experience, so you can get on your portfolio, then do it. You just to take whatever opportunity you can to get experience and exposure and build your network. Yeah, because
That's a great advice. That's an excellent advice. Okay, another question there. Okay. Alex is just giving thumbs up to Unity.
Yeah, 100%. You can Rajat will know more about this than me, but Unity have courses where you could just learn the basics. You don't even need a coding. You don't even need a coding background. Like XR Bootcamp as well themselves, they've got the basic course where it's just for beginners who just are interested but just don't really know how to get started. So there's always something available for people. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, Unity is perfect. It's the only tool that I always recommend this to everyone. That Unity is the only tool that you actually require for developing AR/VR experiences. Yeah, I mean, even a small little prototype. That's if that goes into your portfolio, you can showcase your AR/VR skills. That's all that you need, right?
Exactly, and that could be the difference. That could be the difference between getting an interview or not.
Yeah.
Because a lot of employers, let's face it, it would be irresponsible of us to provide profiles of people who with no portfolio. So portfolios, look at a portfolio as an expression of yourself, of your life, your experiences, what's in you. That we should be able to take some pieces of that when we look at you.
All right, Emilius, Hajat, if there are no other questions, well, I don't know about you. You can share once again your contacts. I hope that people will reach out to you. We also recorded the session, so you will get access to it. We will also share with the other attendees. And yeah, really.
And also as well, what we've got to say is a big thank you to the team behind the scenes. Okay, I know you guys don't get a lot of credit, and I know you guys are working like crazy all throughout the night. Okay, I know. Sasa was WhatsApping as well last night, at 11, 12, working around the clock to get things done. Thank you. It's really awesome. And it honestly, really impressed. Thank you. So thank you, team behind the scenes as well as team at the front.
Thank you. And for all of the participants, well, you can join the booths, the tables. You can do the speed networking. I don't know if you tried. Do try. It's a nice option that AirMeet enables you. Okay, Fabio says he cannot
Yeah,
hear me.
that's what I'm going to do now, Pedro. We're going to jump in and go. So we'll be available. So if anyone's more comfortable with just jumping in on some on a one-on-one, we can just grab a table. So we'll hop in now and sort of be around for around half an hour. So
All right, then I will push the end session button, and I hope to see you guys in the metaverse soon,
of course,
online, offline, somewhere. Thank you, everyone.
thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.